The diamond necklace felt like fire against my skin the moment he clasped it around my neck. Not because it was worth more than my car, but because of how my best friend looked at it from across the vineyard's terrace, her wineglass gripped just a little too tight. I'm Sabrina, and this is the story of how I lost everything, then made sure everyone else did too. You deserve this, Turner whispered, his fingers lingering on my neck. The California sunset painted everything golden, from the rows of grapevines to the crystal glasses on our private table. 3 years together, and you've never asked for anything. I touched the pendant, still struggling to process that this wasn't costume jewelry. Turner, it's too much. 15,000 isn't too much for the woman I love. He kissed my temple, and I melted into him, ignoring the voice in my head that sounded suspiciously like my sister Michelle. When someone gives you something you didn't ask for, they usually want something in return. Oh, my God! Reagan's voice cut through our moment. She practically bounced over, already 3 glasses deep into the vineyard's best red. It's even more gorgeous up close, Turner, you absolute prince. She reached out to touch it, and I instinctively leaned back. Careful with the wine, I laughed, but there was something in her eyes, something I should have recognized. Sorry, she pulled back, giggling. I'm just so happy for my best friend. You know I've always said you deserve the world. Turner beamed. I'm glad you think so. Actually, I wanted to thank you, Reagan. Your help picking it out was invaluable. I blinked. You helped? Just a tiny bit of guidance. Reagan waved her hand dismissively. Turner did all the real work. The rest of that evening blurs into a montage of wine, laughter, and what I thought was perfect happiness. If I'd known it was the last good night of my life, maybe I would have paid more attention to the details, like how Reagan kept disappearing to take calls, or how she insisted on taking photos of me wearing the necklace from every angle. 3 weeks later, everything burned down. I can't believe you'd do this to me. Turner's voice was ice cold in the lobby of his office building. People were staring, but he didn't care. After everything? Do what? Turner, you're not making any sense. He shoved his phone in my face. Text messages, my number, my photo, explicit messages to a client about meeting at hotels, pictures of a pawn shop receipt for a diamond necklace. That's not... I never... My throat closed up. Turner, those are fake. Save it. He stepped back like I was contaminated. The pawn shop confirmed it was you. They had your ID on file. What? No, the necklace is at home in your jewellery box. Check again. His laugh was ugly. God, I'm such an idiot. Reagan tried to warn me about your money problems, but I didn't want to believe it. Reagan? My heart stopped. Turner, please, just listen. We're done. He turned away, then paused. Oh, and clear out of my apartment by Friday. I've already had the locks changed. I stood there, frozen, as curious office workers pretended not to watch my world implode. My phone buzzed, a text from Reagan. I'm so sorry about everything. Can we talk? Friday came too quickly. I was shoving the last of my things into boxes when the apartment door opened. Turner walked in, but he wasn't alone. Reagan stood beside him, her hand intertwined with his. She wore a sympathetic expression that made me want to vomit. Oh, good, you're almost done, she said softly. I hate that it had to end this way, Sab. I stared at their joined hands, and suddenly everything clicked into place. The necklace, the texts, the setup. I started, but Turner cut me off. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. Just go. So I did. I walked out of that apartment with my boxes and my dignity, while the diamond that started it all was probably sitting in Reagan's jewellery box, waiting for its next victim. But they didn't know what I would learn next. They had no idea what was coming. 2 weeks after the breakup, I was living on my sister Michelle's couch, surviving on delivery pizza and spite. My phone had been silent. None of our mutual friends reached out. Reagan's social media was already filling up with photos of her and Turner at charity galas, wine tastings, all the places that used to be ours. "You need to eat something that isn't covered in cheese," Michelle said, dropping a salad on my laptop. "I need to figure out how she did it," I muttered, scrolling through old texts. The timestamps on those fake messages don't make sense. I was with clients during half of those times. "Sabrina," Michelle sat down beside me, "you're torturing yourself. Sometimes people just—" My email notification pinged. Unknown sender. "Don't open that," Michelle warned. "It's probably spam." I clicked anyway. The subject line read, "Thought you might want to see this." The video attachment showed security footage from inside Turner's home office, dated 3 days before the vineyard trip. Reagan walked in, went straight to his desk and pulled out a small box. The necklace box. She opened it, took photos, then put it back. But before leaving, she did something on Turner's computer. "Holy shit," Michelle whispered. There was more. Screenshots of Reagan's real text messages to someone named Lincoln. "Turner's trust fund terms require marriage or long-term partnership status. Once I'm in, we can redirect the startup funding." My hand shook as I opened the final attachment. Legal documents about the Shepherd family trust, with sections highlighted about partnership clauses and business venture requirements. My phone rang, making us both jump. It was my old client Thomas, the one I'd supposedly been sleeping with. "Sabrina, finally got your new number from the design firm. Listen, I've been trying to reach you. Some woman called my wife last week, claiming to have proof of an affair between us. When I told her I'd never even met you outside the office, she hung up." I put him on speaker. "What woman? Did she give a name?" "No, but my assistant said she had a distinctive laugh, like a weird snort at the end." "Reagan?" Her signature laugh had always been a running joke between us. "Thomas, I need you to tell Turner." "Already tried. His secretary won't put my calls through, and that same woman answers his cell now. Says he's not taking calls about the situation." After hanging up, I sat in silence while Michelle read through the email attachments again. "The anonymous sender," she said slowly. "They must work for the Shepherds. Look at these documents. They're internal legal files." She never wanted Turner, I realized, the truth hitting me like a slap. She wanted his family's money, their connections. I was just in the way. My phone buzzed with a text from Reagan. "Missing you. Lunch soon. XO." The casual cruelty of it made something snap inside me. I walked to Michelle's bathroom, stared at my reflection, mascara-stained, hollow-eyed, and made a decision. "Michelle," I called out, "I need your help." "With what?" She appeared in the doorway, looking worried. "Finding out who sent this email, and then—" I smiled, and it felt like baring teeth. "Then I'm going to take everything from them, not just Turner, not just the necklace, everything. Sabrina, revenge won't—" "They took my reputation, my career. Do you know how hard it is to get interior design clients when people think you sleep with them? My friends all believe I'm some gold-digging fraud." "I know, but nothing." I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. I have savings, I have time, and now I have proof. "You're starting to scare me." "Good." I forwarded the email to a secure account. Because they should be scared too. Reagan thinks she won because she knows how to manipulate people. Fine. Let me show her what happens when you push someone who has nothing left to lose. Michelle was quiet for a long moment. Finally, she sighed. "What do you need?" "First, I need you to help me get into the charity gala next weekend, the one where Turner's father is speaking." I held up my phone, showing her Reagan's latest Instagram post about the event. "Because I think it's time I had a chat with Gordon Shepherd about his future daughter-in-law." You're insane, Michelle said, pacing her kitchen. Breaking into Turner's family trust records? That's not revenge, that's criminal. I'm not breaking in. I spread the documents from our mystery emailer across her counter. I'm just connecting dots. Look at this clause about business partner privileges. She leaned over my shoulder. Any spouse or designated life partner may participate in family venture opportunities, blah blah, subject to board approval and character assessment. Exactly, I pointed to Reagan's text messages. She needs that engagement. Without it, she can't access the trust's business funding. Michelle's phone buzzed. She checked it and frowned. Speaking of access, remember Jake from college? He works at Reagan's investment firm now, says she's been taking long lunches with some lawyer named Lincoln. My heart raced. Lincoln? The same one from these texts. Apparently, he's been helping her draft partnership paperwork for Turner's new tech startup. Michelle hesitated. Jake says she's different at work, calculating, not the bubbly person we knew. We never knew her. I pulled up LinkedIn searching for Lincoln. She showed us exactly what we wanted to see. The search revealed Lincoln Gross, corporate lawyer, recently hired by the Shepherd family's legal team. His profile photo showed a serious man in his early 30s. Got you, I whispered. Michelle grabbed my wrist. Sabrina, stop, you're going too far. Too far, I yanked away. She destroyed my life and now she's about to scam Turner's entire family. And what happens when this backfires? When they come after you legally? They won't. I pulled up the charity gala details. Because I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm just making sure the right people see the truth. My phone chimed. A text from an unknown number. Lobby of the Grand Hotel, 3 p.m. Come alone if you want more information. Le Michelle read it over my shoulder. It's a trap. Or it's Lincoln. I grabbed my coat. Only one way to find out. Then I'm coming with you. No, I hugged her quickly. I need you to do something else. Find out everything you can about Reagan's past relationships. Something tells me we weren't her first mark. The Grand Hotel lobby was all marble and money. I sat in a high-backed chair, watching business people stream past, when a voice behind me said, Miss Sabrina. I turned. Lincoln Gross looked exactly like his profile photo, down to the serious expression. Why did you send me those documents? I asked. He sat down, straightening his tie. Because Reagan Hayes is about to destroy a family I'm paid to protect. And what about how she destroyed me? Collateral damage. His voice was clinical. But now you're useful. Gordon Shepherd doesn't trust her, but Turner's blinded. We need evidence. I have evidence. No, you have fragments. I need... He stopped abruptly, staring past me. I followed his gaze. Through the lobby's glass doors, I saw Reagan stepping out of Turner's car. They were heading for the hotel's restaurant. Don't look, Lincoln hissed. She can't know we've met. Why is she here? Private lunch with Gordon. Turner doesn't know. He stood up. Watch your email, and Sabrina, be careful. She's more connected than you think. He disappeared into a service corridor just as Reagan's laugh echoed through the lobby. I slid down in my chair, heart pounding as she walked past with Turner's father. Really, Gordon, she was saying, I have so many ideas for expanding the family's influence. My phone buzzed. Michelle had sent a link to an old news article. Tech startup collapse, former girlfriend accused of corporate espionage. Below it was a photo of Reagan, 5 years younger, with a different name. I watched her lead Gordon into the restaurant, playing the perfect future daughter-in-law. But now I saw what Lincoln meant. Behind her bright smile and designer dress was something cold. Calculating. Fine. She wanted to play chess. I'd learned from the best manipulator I knew. I texted Michelle. I need you to get me a waitress uniform, size 6, by tomorrow. Her response was immediate. Don't do anything stupid. Too late, I thought, watching Reagan laugh at something Gordon said. Stupid was trusting her in the first place. Now it was time to be smart, and smart meant recording every word of tomorrow's private lunch. The hotel uniform fit perfectly, though my hands shook as I pinned on the name tag that read Sophie. Michelle's friend from college worked as a manager here and owed her a favour. One shift swap later, I was assigned to the private dining room where Gordon always conducted business. Remember, Michelle had said, pressing the tiny recording device into my palm that morning, if you get caught, I won't. Now, balancing a water pitcher, I entered the private room 15 minutes before their reservation. The recording device, disguised as a decorative brooch, was already active on my lapel. Reagan arrived first, wearing a cream-coloured blazer that probably cost more than my monthly rent. She barely glanced at me as I poured her water. "Miss," she held up her phone, "the lighting is terrible in here. Can you open those blinds?" "Of course." I kept my head down, voice pitched higher than normal. Thank God for the mandatory face masks staff still wore. Gordon arrived exactly on time, his presence filling the room like a storm cloud. "Reagan, this is unexpected." "Gordon, thank you for meeting me." She stood to kiss his cheek. "I know how valuable your time is." I retreated to the corner, pitcher ready. The recording device caught everything. "Let's skip the pleasantries," Gordon said. "What's this about?" "Turner's startup." Reagan leaned forward. "I've been reviewing the business plan. It's good, but with my investment background, I see so much potential for expansion, especially once I have partner access to the Trust's resources." Gordon's eyebrows rose. "Partner access? Has my son proposed?" "Not yet." She laughed that artificial laugh. "But we both know it's heading there. I just want to be prepared. In fact, I've already drafted some preliminary partnership agreements with Lincoln." I nearly dropped the pitcher. Lincoln was working with her? Did Turner approve these agreements? Gordon's voice was dangerous. "Oh, he trusts me completely," Reagan waved her hand, "especially after that mess with his ex. Poor thing never saw it coming." My hands clenched so hard I felt nails break skin. "Besides," she continued, "once we're married, I'll have full voting rights on the board. We could restructure the entire venture capital division. I have connections who'd love to partner with the Shepherd name." "Interesting." Gordon sipped his water. "And what does Turner think about these plans?" "Turner thinks about coding and computers. He'll be happier focusing on that while I handle the business side." She smiled. "Just like his mother did for you." Gordon's face darkened. "Don't speak about my late wife." "I only meant, I think we're done here." He stood up. "And Reagan, don't contact Lincoln again. He works for the family, not for you." After they left, I rushed to the bathroom and threw up. Then I sent the recording to both Michelle and Lincoln. My phone rang almost immediately. Lincoln. "Jesus Christ," he said when I answered. "She's getting sloppy, desperate." "She mentioned you're helping her with agreements." "No, she asked." I stalled. "But this recording—" He paused. "This changes things. Gordon won't let her anywhere near the Trust now, but we need more." "What about the previous companies she destroyed? The other names she used?" "Working on it. Stay close to your phone." I was leaving through the staff entrance when my phone chimed. A voicemail from Reagan. "Hey, bestie. God, I miss you. Everyone keeps asking where you went. I tell them you're probably busy pawning more jewellery." That snorting laugh. "Kidding, but seriously, it's sad seeing you ghost everyone like this. So pathetic. Turner and I were just saying how forgotten you seem. Anyway, hope you're well. Love you." I played it 3 times. Each time, my resolve hardened. Opening my email, I attached the lunch recording to a new message. Added Gordon's private email address, courtesy of Lincoln. Then I typed, "Your future daughter-in-law is buying your family piece by piece. Here's proof. Listen carefully to her plans for your son's company and your board. More evidence to follow. A concerned party. My finger hovered over send as Michelle's warning echoed in my head. Once I pressed this button, there was no going back. Reagan's voicemail played again in my mind. So pathetic, so forgotten. I hit send, then I texted Lincoln. Phase 1 complete, ready for Phase 2? His response was immediate. Meet me in an hour, bring everything you have on her past identities. It's time to go public. Lincoln's office was all glass and steel, 30 floors above the city. He spread printouts across his desk while I connected dots from Reagan's past. Sarah Williams, Rachel Porter, Rebecca James, I read from the documents, all variations of her real name, all involved with wealthy tech entrepreneurs, all disappeared when things went south. And now she's Reagan Hayes. Lincoln rubbed his temples. Gordon's been calling me non-stop since your email. He wants proof she manipulated the breakup. My phone buzzed. Michelle, Turner just called, says the housekeeper found your necklace in Reagan's gym bag. Perfect timing, I muttered, showing Lincoln the text. His office phone rang. Speaking of timing, he put it on speaker. Yes, Mr. Shepherd. Lincoln, Turner's voice filled the room. I need those partnership documents Reagan submitted. Something's not right. I held my breath. Of course. May I ask what prompted this? The necklace, the one Sabrina supposedly pawned. Maria found it while cleaning Reagan's guest room, and the pawn shop has no record of the transaction she claimed happened. Lincoln caught my eye. That's concerning. Yeah, and Dad's acting weird around her, keeps cancelling meetings. Did something happen? Perhaps you should ask Reagan directly. I tried. She says Sabrina must be setting her up for revenge, but... Turner's voice cracked. I don't know what to believe anymore. After hanging up, Lincoln turned to me. We need to move faster. Reagan will get desperate when she realizes she's losing control. Good. I pulled up a business networking forum on my laptop. Because I found something interesting. Every company she targeted, she used the same method. Private forums, anonymous posts, leaked documents destroying reputations. Time for a taste of her own medicine. Lincoln's eyes widened as I showed him my draft post, complete with timeline documentation and testimonials from her previous victims. This will ruin her professionally, he warned. That's the point. My phone rang, Reagan's number. Answer it, Lincoln mouthed, hitting a record on his desk phone. Hello? You think you're clever? Reagan's voice was ice. Anonymous emails, secret recordings. Please, I made you, Sabrina. I can destroy you all over again. Like you destroyed those other companies? Other lives? She laughed that horrible laugh. Prove it. Oh, wait, you can't. Because Turner trusts me. His family trusts me. You're just a bitter ex trying to cause drama. The necklace was found, Reagan. Silence. Then, doesn't matter. I've already got what I need. By this time next week, I'll be announcing my engagement at the charity gala. And you'll still be nothing. She hung up. I looked at Lincoln. 1 week? He was already dialing. Gordon, we have a problem. I'm sending you a recording right now. My laptop pinged. The forum post was getting attention. Comments started flowing. Wait, isn't this the same woman who tanked Startup X last year? I worked with her at TechVision. She did the exact same thing. Someone send this to the Shepherd family now. Lincoln ended his call. Gordon's pulling investment support from Turner's startup until this is resolved. He wants to meet. Tomorrow? No, I closed my laptop. Not tomorrow, at the gala, where everyone can see exactly who Reagan Hayes really is. Sabrina. I want her to feel safe first, confident, let her think she's winning. I stood up. Then we show everyone the truth, all at once. And Turner? I paused at the door. Turner made his choice. Now he can live with it. My phone buzzed again. Michelle had sent a photo of a familiar diamond necklace, now in evidence bags. The caption read, "Maria the housekeeper sends her regards, ready for the finale." I texted back, "1 week, tell Maria to keep quiet until then. The gala needs to be perfect." Because Reagan was right about one thing. She did make me. She made me into someone who knew exactly how to tear her world apart. And in 7 days, everyone would watch it burn. The charity gala sparkled with wealth and pretense. I stood at the back of the ballroom in a black dress that cost 2 months' rent, watching Reagan work the crowd. She wore cream-coloured silk and confidence, her hand possessively wrapped around Turner's arm. "Ready?" Michelle appeared beside me, clutching her phone. "Is everything set?" She nodded. Lincoln uploaded the evidence to the presentation system. Gordon's speech is in 20 minutes. And the audio? Good, up and ready, though I still think this is... Don't. I sipped champagne, ice sliding down my throat. We're past the point of no return. Across the room, Reagan was introducing Turner to tech investors, playing the perfect future wife. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Good. Let him doubt. My phone vibrated. Lincoln. "Gordon's about to begin. Back corner now." We slipped through the crowd to where Gordon and Lincoln huddled near the stage. "Everything's prepared," Lincoln murmured. "Are you certain about this?" Gordon's face was stone. "My son deserves to know what he's sleeping next to." The microphone squealed. The host was introducing Gordon as the keynote speaker. Reagan beamed, probably expecting the engagement announcement she'd been pushing for. Gordon took the stage. "Thank you all for coming. Tonight I'd planned to speak about family legacy, about trust." His eyes found Reagan. "Instead, I'm announcing an internal investigation into recent attempts to manipulate our family's business ventures." The room went silent. Turner straightened, confusion crossing his face. "We've discovered evidence of corporate espionage," Gordon continued, "fraudulent partnership agreements, attempts to access restricted trust funds." Reagan's smile froze. She grabbed Turner's arm. "Baby, what's he talking about?" The presentation screen behind Gordon lit up with documents. Partnership papers in Reagan's handwriting, bank transfers, the forum posts exposing her past identities. "Turner," she said loudly, "this is obviously Sabrina trying to hurt us. Remember the necklace? The texts?" "The necklace?" Turner's voice cracked. "The one Maria found in your room?" The colour drained from her face. "Play it," I whispered to Michelle. The audio from the lunch meeting filled the ballroom, Reagan's voice crystal clear. "Turner thinks about coding and computers. He'll be happier focusing on that while I handle the business side." "You recorded me?" Reagan spun around, searching the crowd. Her eyes found mine. "Like you recorded fake conversations to frame me?" I stepped forward. "Or should I ask Sarah, Rachel, Rebecca?" The crowd murmured as more photos appeared on screen. Reagan with different hair, different names, different wealthy men. "Turner, please," she grabbed his jacket. "I can explain everything." He jerked away. "Did you steal the necklace?" "I did it for us." "Did you frame Sabrina?" Reagan's mask cracked. "She was in the way. You needed someone who understood this world, not some middle-class designer playing dress-up." Security was moving through the crowd now. Gordon's face was thunder. "Miss Hayes," a guard touched her arm, "please come with us." "No!" She yanked away. "Turner, tell them we're getting engaged." But Turner was staring at the screen, at the evidence of her lies, at the proof of what he'd thrown away. "Get her out," Gordon ordered. I watched security escort her through the whispers and stares. Her cream silk dress caught on a chair, ripping as she struggled. Finally, the perfect facade shattered. Just before the doors closed, she locked eyes with me. "I'll destroy you for this." "You already tried," I called back. How'd that work out?" The ballroom erupted in chaos. Turner started toward me, but I turned away. Michelle squeezed my hand. "Was it worth it?" she whispered. I watched Gordon hugging his son, watched Lincoln gathering evidence for restraining orders, watched Reagan's carefully constructed world collapse. Ask me tomorrow." I headed for the exit, heels clicking on marble. "Right now I need a drink." Behind me, I heard Turner call my name, but some broken things can't be fixed. Some betrayals run too deep. Besides, revenge isn't about getting even, it's about getting free. 3 days after the gala, the fallout was still raining down. Reagan's firm suspended her pending investigation. The tech forums buzzed with her exposed history. Turner's startup was under review, its funding frozen. I was in Michelle's kitchen, finally eating something other than revenge and room service, when my phone lit up with his number. "Don't answer it," Michelle warned. I answered it. "Sabrina?" Turner's voice was rough. "Please don't hang up." "What do you want?" "To meet, just once. I owe you that much." I closed my eyes. "You owe me nothing." "Please, the coffee shop on 4th, our old place." Michelle shook her head violently, but I heard myself say, 1 hour. The coffee shop looked exactly the same. Turner sat in our former regular spot, 2 drinks already waiting. He'd lost weight, his usual perfect appearance slightly rumpled. "Black coffee, 2 sugars," he said as I sat down. "You still take it the same way?" "Why am I here, Turner?" He pushed a thick envelope across the table. "The police want to press charges against Reagan. They need your statement." "That's not why you called me." "No." He stared at his untouched drink. "I needed to say I'm sorry. I should have trusted you, should have listened." "But you didn't. I loved you, Sabrina. I still—" "Don't." I cut him off. "Love without trust isn't love. It's just words." "Then why help me? Why expose her?" "I didn't do it for you." I leaned forward. "I did it because she needed to face consequences, because people like her don't get to keep winning." His phone buzzed. Gordon's name flashed on screen. "Dad's dissolving the trust," Turner said quietly. "Restructuring everything. Says he can't risk another Reagan." "Good. I'm leaving the company too, starting fresh somewhere else." He finally met my eyes. "I keep thinking about that necklace, how something so beautiful led to all this pain." I pulled out my own envelope. Speaking of pain. Inside were documents Lincoln had helped me compile. Bank records showing Reagan's pattern, names of other victims willing to testify, evidence of her attempts to access restricted accounts. "Use this," I said. "Rebuild your reputation. Protect the next person she tries to destroy. But do it without me." "Sabrina, please." "You know what hurts most?" I stood up, coffee untouched. "Not the betrayal, not the lies. It's that you believed the worst about me so easily. That's not love, Turner. That's convenience." I was blind. "Yes, you were." I headed for the door, then paused. "The necklace is in evidence now. When they release it, donate it. Let it do some actual good." Outside, Michelle waited in her car. "You okay?" she asked as I slid into the passenger seat. "No." I watched Turner through the window, head in his hands. "But I will be." My phone chimed. "Lincoln. Reagan's lawyer reached out. She wants to make a deal." Then another message. "Also, that design firm in Seattle, they're still interested. Clean slate, fresh start." Michelle read over my shoulder. "Seattle's pretty far." "That's the point," I typed back. "Tell them I'll take the job." What about Turner? What about him? He still loves you. I thought about the coffee shop, about how familiar it all felt, how easy it would be to fall back into that life. "Sometimes love isn't enough," I said. "Sometimes you have to love yourself more." My phone buzzed one last time. A text from an unknown number. "You think this is over? Watch your back." "Rrr," I showed Michelle, laughing for the first time in weeks. She still doesn't get it. Get what? That she taught me everything I needed to know about revenge. And now? I deleted the message. Now I'm teaching her about consequences. Michelle started the car. Seattle, huh? Seattle? I looked at the coffee shop one last time. Turner was gone, leaving 2 full cups behind. Time to write my own story. Without diamonds, without fear. I pulled out my laptop, opening the Seattle firm's offer letter. Besides, I hear the Pacific Northwest has better things than diamonds. Like what? Like peace. I signed the contract, hitting send before I could second-guess myself. And that's worth more than any necklace. The Seattle rain drummed against my office windows as I reviewed designs for my latest project, a complete renovation of the city's most exclusive boutique hotel. My phone buzzed with Michelle's familiar tone. "Turn on the business news," she said without greeting. Now, I pulled up the live stream on my laptop. Reagan's face filled the screen, but not the polished, perfect version I remembered. This Reagan looked haunted, standing outside a courthouse. "Pleading guilty to multiple counts of fraud," the reporter announced. "The former investment advisor faces up to 5 years. "They actually got her," I whispered. "Lincoln sent me the details. She tried the same scheme with the tech CEO in Vancouver. But this time, he was ready, had everything documented from the start." I muted the stream, watching Reagan duck into a waiting car. "How's Turner handling it?" "Actually making something of himself. His new startup is gaining traction, legitimate traction, not trust fund money. And—" Michelle paused. "He's been asking about you." "Don't. I know, but he's different now. The whole family is. Gordon's even funding a program to prevent corporate fraud." My office door opened. My assistant handed me a small package, overnight delivery from California. "Speaking of the Shepherds," I said, recognizing Gordon's handwriting. "Hold on." Inside was a newspaper clipping about the Fraud Prevention Initiative, and beneath it, a familiar velvet box. "The necklace," Michelle guessed, with a note. I read it aloud. "This belonged to my wife before Reagan took it. Now it belongs to the truth. Do with it what you think is right." "What are you going to do?" I opened my design software, pulling up the hotel project. "The owner's daughter runs a domestic violence shelter. They're always looking for auction items for fundraising." Perfect karma, not karma. I touched the diamonds one last time. Justice. My email pinged. A message from Turner. "I saw the news about Reagan. Thought you should know. Your old clients are asking about you. Your reputation is restored. You could come back." I typed back. "Some things aren't meant to be restored. They're meant to be rebuilt. Good luck with everything, Turner." "You're not even curious," Michelle asked. "About what?" "The life you could have had. The perfect ending." I laughed, closing the velvet box. "Perfect endings are overrated. I prefer real ones." My assistant knocked again. "Your 2 o'clock is here. The hotel owner's daughter." "Send her in." A young woman entered, radiating the same energy I used to see in the mirror. Someone with something to prove. "I heard about your work," she said. "How you transformed after everything. I want that for the shelter. A space that says, this isn't the end of your story." I opened my laptop, showing her the designs. "See this wall? It'll be filled with mirrors, each one surrounded by shattered glass in resin. Beautiful, but with edges, like the women who'll see themselves in it." "It's perfect." She leaned closer. "What's that?" I followed her gaze to the velvet box. "Actually, how do you feel about adding an auction item to your next fundraiser?" Later that night, I stood at my apartment window, watching Seattle's lights glitter through the rain. My phone showed dozens of notifications about Reagan's plea deal, about Turner's success, about the life I'd left behind. I deleted them all. On my desk, a new project waited. Designs for a women's business centre. A place for fresh starts, for rebuilt dreams, for writing new stories. My phone buzzed one last time. Michelle had sent a photo of the shelter's auction announcement. The necklace, now listed as Price of Truth, a diamond's journey from deception to hope. I texted back, "Think it'll sell?" Her response was immediate. "Are you kidding? A gorgeous necklace with a revenge story? They'll be fighting over it." I smiled, turning back to my designs. Because that's the thing about revenge. It's not about destroying someone else's world. It's about building your own, stronger than before. And mine? Mine was just getting started. When karma came, it didn't whisper. It roared in a cut-round brilliant, now funding new beginnings for women who needed exactly what I'd found. A way forward, a way out, a way up.